Hello one, hello all, it's the most gothiest ghost of them all, Casper in the flesh, and it's time for a continuation of List Week. We've gotten honorable mentions out of the way, we've gotten EPs out of the way, now we're digging in the trash with the songs I thought were deplorable, trash, horrible, the top 10 worst songs of 2024. Yep, I mean, I couldn't get into every song that's terrible. Sorry. What, you got something to say? And not really, I just heard there was snacks. Where's the snacks? There's no snacks here. You've been here countless times. Like, this isn't an event. This isn't another place. This is the review room. If you want snacks, they're in the kitchen. You go in the kitchen for snacks. Oh, huh. I thought this was the kitchen. Yeah, this list is frustrating enough. It was frustrating enough to get through, to sit through these 10 songs. I don't need your shit right now. Anyway, let's get back into the list before I lose my shit, which I may having to revisit and rethink about these trash ass songs. At number 10 comes from an album where it truly shows someone who has just fallen from grace, goes from legendary, iconic rapper, producer, to straight up Nazi. And that's not a stretch either. Like, he's literally said he's a Nazi. You could fact check it for yourself, watch it for yourself. I'm not bullshitting you there. Any idiot, any person who is honest, who is smart, who has it working up here would tell you that this man is a Nazi. Not only that, but also palling around with Nick Fuentes, meetings with Gavin McInnes, Proud Boy, Gavin McInnes. Like, come on. But it's time we get into the music, because I put out a video where I did not review the album and I explained why. But to go even further, I just don't really see a point. But I do feel I need to address the bullshit. But look, we're going to focus on this one track. I'm talking about Carnival with Playboi Carti and Ty Dolla $ign. Yeah, Kanye. No, I'm not calling him Ye. Fuck that. With probably the most failed, pathetic, cringiest, poor attempts at an anthem that he's probably ever done. I mean, the intro is just so tacky and weak that I could honestly see this played by a bunch of brain-dead Kanye stan frat boys. And not only that, but God, the self-owns this man puts on himself. Like, I do not take back J. Cole has a humiliation fetish, but this man here probably has the biggest humiliation fetish by just self-owning himself and just making him look like an idiot, like projecting, like this dude has a projection boner and he's just throwing it in our face. Why do I say that? Because he has this bar where he's talking about sending his kids to a fake school, taking him out of the fake school. But did he forget that he created the Donda Academy, which, yes, dumbass, is a fake fucking school? Did he forget that? But look, this song is horrible. Playboi Carti sounds like a fucking Meatwad character. He sounds like a character from Aqua Teen Hunger Force Meatwad with she ride dick like a Carnival. And yeah, I really think he's just so removed from reality, so unaware of how goofy and ridiculous he sounds. I mean, the song was ridiculous on its own. We didn't need Playboi Carti's goofy ass to hop up here. But yeah, this is just a song that I really wish just went away. like the Carnival. Carnivals come and go. But this Carnival, I hope, does not come back to me in any way. Not only that, but this also sounds like a really bad military, army, dumbass, be all you could be commercial. And something they would use as their signature chant and capitalize off of, which Kanye's trying to pass himself off as anti-capitalism, but we know the truth about that. And another song I honestly did not care for whatsoever. I didn't care originally back when I was a kid, and I really don't care about the song now that it's been remixed or covered or what have you. Like, I still don't like it. It's Fly with Quavo and Lenny Kravitz. Yeah, I don't know why he had to breathe life or attempt to breathe life into this really bad, tacky, commercialized 90s rock shit that runs off this played out sentiment. And not only that, but what does this have to do with getting away? What does this have to do with flying? I mean, granted, at least the originals had some sort of a topic, even if it's a topic I thought was terribly, terribly corny. But this is really a played out sentiment that was used timelessly, avidly, beaten to death. And it's coming back in new life to haunt me. And it's haunting me, and it's come back with all these tacky trap cliches that just screams Mountain Dew commercial. And maybe that's because this song was used for a Mountain Dew commercial. Tropes just bursting out at every corner. It just reminds me of a bygone rock era that still haunts me to this day. And speaking of bygone era, the next track here features an artist who's a legend, truly a legend, who really did make a staple for music using autotune in a creative, fun way, had fantastic bangers in the 2000s, but has teamed up with one of the most blandest, corny, painfully cringy vocalists to this day, Trainor, with Been Like This, where we have this super gentrified, soulless, Great Gatsby-ass horn line with overly sanitary processed vocals. Like, it's so tacky. And the hook, the lyrics, Been Like This. I mean, maybe for this case, for Trainor, she's always been cringy and corny and trying to reinvent the 50s in a very clean, disgusting way. But it just gives like old flapper bartender cleaning out a glass saying, "Hey, how you doing, Sonny? I just turned 14. Oh, time for a cigarette. Time for some alcohol." It's just so gross to me. Yes, Trainor has been like this. Tpain has never been like this. So, what are you doing, Tpain? What are you doing? You don't have to do this. You've contributed a lot to music, to culture. You don't have to do this. But I really hope that Tpain got a nice check. Nice big check for this one. And speaking of checks, there is no check you could give me that would make me want to listen to this song again, unironically. Yes, I'm talking about Falling in Reverse, Ronald, featuring Tech Nine. Now look, I'm not opposed to rappers collabing with metal, hardcore artists. I think that's great. There's been a lot of great music that has come from that meeting of the minds, and has given me kick-ass experiences. Unfortunately, this is not one of those experiences. Yeah, with the absolutely blown out guitar lines and bass, played out riffs and drums, and Ronnie's super obnoxious screamed vocals. Like, they sound like ass. And it sounds like a really bad Corey Taylor from Slipknot impression. Like, it honestly sounds like this could be used as a prime example of how not to make a Slipknot song, like, from the 2000s era. And not only that, but you got one of the most generic, run-of-the-mill, boilerplate metal vocalists with a fucking Nazi tattoo. And then you got rapper Tech Nine with that weird-ass transphobic bar. But yeah, this song's garbage. It sucks. It's terrible. And I get it. There have been pretty tacky, really bad rap meets metal collabs in the past. There have been metal covers of rap songs that are bad. But I would rather listen to any tacky rap metal cover, any tacky rap meets metal collab over this any day of the week. Well, almost. At number 6, I feel like we're entering the generic white people ruining everything theme of the list. And I would say this is a prime example of that. This is a prime example of white people ruin everything. Where Facebook CEO, and I'm not calling it Meta, fuck that, teams up with legendary Tpain. I don't know why Tpain just keeps on taking L's this year. Why? Why Tpain? Why? To make this soulless, flavorless, white guy with an acoustic guitar on a beach type vibe that ruins an absolute classic, an absolute banger from Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, Get Low. And yes, Mark Zuckerberg said he wasn't serious. He says that he made it for his girlfriend with humor, to be funny. But I fail to see the humor here. Where's the humor? Where's the joke? Where's the punchline? Besides him thinking this was a good idea, I see nothing funny at all. But I will say, though, if it wasn't for Mark, if it wasn't for Facebook, I wouldn't have met the love of my life. She knows who she is. But opposed from that, I award this man no points, no credits, besides that, and that's probably the only good thing he's done. But this next song deserves no credit whatsoever, and that's the song Facts with Canadian grifter, conservative rapper Tom Macdonald. Yes, he's a grifter, conservative rapper, because he knew what he was doing before wasn't working. He released that cringy-ass white boy song, then he released If I Was Black, and noticed how that was getting not as much feedback as he wanted to, so he hopped on the grifter train, hopped on the conservative train, and also brought a conservative commentator with him, dumbass, pseudo-intellectual moron Ben Shapiro of the Daily Wire. And it's hilarious because nothing on this song is factual at all. Even saying, I don't care if I offend you. You're not offending anyone. You're just saying a whole bunch of bullshit, and you're basically acting like people are offended by this? No, it's not that this is offensive. You really sound like one of those tired-ass comedians that say, oh, you can't take a joke? Oh, everyone's sensitive now. When in actuality, no, it's just the same tired-ass joke. It's the same tired-ass lies, and people are tired of it. It's corny. It's stupid. It's not breaking any new ground. And God, I will say what is funny and what is factual is that Ben Shapiro did not write these corny ass bars at all. It's a yarmulke, homie, no cap. Oh my God. If anything is offensive here, what's offensive is the fact that you would think that someone with taste, someone who's actually a music fan, would think this is clever. But yeah, no, it's not. It's stupid. And speaking of stupid, we have legendary, groundbreaking Nicki Minaj, a legend, yes. And she decided to see fit to respond to Meg Thee Stallion's diss track with Big Foot. And I know the Barbs are going to get mad at me. My cousin's fiance, Jeremiah, is probably going to get mad at me. Or maybe he might agree. Hopefully, I would hope you agree with me, Jeremiah, if you're watching. But this was a really weak, sad attempt at a diss track. There's nothing super scathing here. Nothing as scathing as what Megan dropped with her diss towards her. Not at all. In fact, the only one who left scathed is Nicki from all this projection that she's doing. She's spouting a whole bunch of bullshit spouting a whole bunch of allegations towards Megan, but there's really no proof to what she's saying at all. Absolute projection, especially with her convicted PDF husband, and also some questionable moments from Nicki as well. So yeah, the whole thing just sounds like projection. And as far as the track quality, like, did she record this in her bed when she was just waking up from a nap? Because she does not sound enthused at all. This is like the most low-effort diss track I've probably ever heard, or at least one of them. So yeah, just digging a bigger hole for herself, embarrassing her, and honestly putting a stain on her legacy. And speaking of a new low, a stain on the legacy, is another artist who is actually on the same label at one point. Yep, talking about Champagne Papi, Drizzy Drake with Wagwan Delilah. Yes, Wagwan Delilah, you heard me right. And man, this is like a perfect example of when an artist gets dissed so bad. Like, it kind of reminds me of when Eminem would diss someone back in the day and just derail their whole creative process, just derail their creativity, just derail their quality. Like, he put like a curse on them, like there's some sort of curse. And I think Kendrick has that curse, because going forward, Drake hasn't really put out anything good or great since then, and now going to do like AI fake ass Patwa covers of a great song by Plain White Tees, Hey There Delilah. Like, you are seeing his career just slowly deteriorate, and the quality of this is so bad. Like, I honestly thought this was AI. Like, I honestly thought to Christ this was an AI person, a person pretending to be Drake, doing a terrible Caribbean cover of this song. But no, it's actually Drake doing the song unironically, and I'm just like, whoa. What has happened here? What has happened here? Like, can we just get fun, catchy, melodic Drake back? Or energetic, confidence Drake back? Like, this is just bad. Really bad. And speaking of a new low, number 2 on our list is another example of that. Another victim of Kendrick. Yes, I'm talking about J. Cole, Jason Coleman, the Coal Man of the coal mine, with Cash Cobain. I'm talking about Grippy. Like, I think this is very much like a self-explanatory own. I think this is self-explanatory trash. Like, the beat ain't really shit, and on top of that too, the bars on this thing are awful. My God. And this thing's about meeting a woman and saving her in your contacts is Grippy. And if that name wasn't cringy enough, I mean, as I alluded to a few minutes ago, the bars certainly are. Like, I couldn't believe that these bars were coming from someone who is labeled and held so high on this lyrical pedestal. Like, I couldn't believe the lyrics here. I call her that because it's Grippy. She's thick in the hips. She's a hippie. Like, honestly, this, like, you really have to be a delusional fan to tell me that this is one of Cole's shining moments, or that he's one of the GOATs, or better than Kendrick. Because Kendrick has never dropped anything as cringy as these bars here. And 2 layers of the tasteless icing on this cake would have to be these 2 bars here. She's gonna chew on the stick like Wrigley's, and then said she was gay until I slayed, now she's strictly dickly? Ugh, man. How are we in 2025? I mean, this was recorded and released in 2024, but still, how are we of this time, this era, and we still don't know how sexuality works? How? But yeah, it's honestly pathetic and gross, but not as pathetic and gross at our number 1 spot. Yes, David Guetta and One Republic, I Don't Want to Wait. Yep, David Guetta and One Republic saw fit to sample and do a interpolation of the Numa Numa song. Yeah, that song. and brings the most obnoxious, generic, and tacky production and vocal lines. Like, everything about this is just so predictable and basic. And trying to resurrect a song that, again, similar to that Fly song, honestly, did not need resurrecting. Granted, there was nothing wrong with the Numa Numa song, but Jesus Christ, like, we didn't have to hear a reinvention of this song. I mean, at least not one as tacky and soulless as this one. Not only that, the singing is boyish, it's annoying. The production sounds dated, it sounds terrible. The production sounds dated, it's just terrible. Like, I really think David just needs to go back to the drawing board, because he wasn't always bland, he wasn't always trash. I mean, granted, never been a big fan of the guy's music, but at least he had some tolerable songs back in the day. But he does have a streak of just ruining song after song after song. Yeah. But upon listening to this again and again, what goes to my head is I can't wait for this song to be over so I don't have to hear it anymore. But yeah, these were the top 10 terrible tracks of 2024. The worst songs, bottom of the barrel in my opinion. But if you've come across these songs, what did you think? Did you love them? Did you hate them? Why? And if you did hate them, I understand. But yeah, this was 2024 worst tracks of 2024. And yeah, Caspa, Got the Ghost, List Week, worst tracks 2024 in the can. Till we meet again.